Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And they needed to be, because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and each play took on more importance, and they got it done.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Big Christian Barmore was there on the tackle. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try the left side. Hines. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati 1st down. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complementary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. On the handoff, this is Breida. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Jones. That's complete to Tyler Johnson. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 35. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running out of the gun here, Breida. And he'll get down to about the 26-yard line. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Ravens' 26-yard line.
They run with Hines, and he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Throwing, Jones. Going for it all. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. But it's going to be second down.
An early message that this secondary is going to be tested because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Hines. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. Off play action, Jones. And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. And Crosby puts it through, and the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
And that's why Dalvin Cook is the Minnesota Vikings feature back. You put the ball in his hands, good things happen. Second in the NFL last year in rushing with 1,557 yards, and that's now back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with 30 combined total touchdowns. What a player is Dalvin Cook.
He'll get 3 up to midfield. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying, all is not rope. Under pressure is Mond, and he'll go down.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Now Mond. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by L'Jarius Sneed. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Jones throwing on 1st down. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
At the 26-yard line.
3-0 after one on EA Sports. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. On the delay, here's Breida, and he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
And he'll just get rid of it.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Jones. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So,
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Mond looks to throw. Under pressure is Mond, and he'll go down. Joey Bosa picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Back deep, Nyheim Hines. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech, but I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet, but we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing so.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. of the shotgun. Breida. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's Jones on 3rd and 2. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Here's Hines. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. 2nd interception for him now here in this 1st half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he wisely will throw that one away.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis. Certainly not. What he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Jones. Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off at the 19. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
This is Breida on the draw. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This is caught by Antonio Brown. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This is Hines. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. This to Hines on the drop-off. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The kick by Crosby is good, and that will bump up the lead again to 12-0.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And they'll have time for 1 play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission.
And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter.
From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25.
Starting the 3rd quarter with Cook. And from the 25, they worked this to the 29, a gain of 4. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
He will find the rookie from Ole Miss, Elijah Moore.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Devontae Smith with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Ravens come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. The touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, Because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Now Jones from the gun on third down. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. And we are keeping a close eye on his catches, a really close eye now, because that's number 899 in his career. The next one will give him 900. Jones now on 1st and 10. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
Good call there on first down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years of not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
On 3rd and 2, Jones. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And some room to work. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
With that down and distance, no real surprise they decided to throw the ball. But I think where the surprise kicked in, the result. Short pass downfield. That ball got taken for a nice journey to turn into a big play.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Jack Doyle, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a run with Cook. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd and 9, Foles. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Jones on first down.
Oh, Jones has just thrown his third interception.
Dante Jackson picks it. And his guys are going to have the football back as the third quarter comes to an end. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Foles.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down. Here's Foles. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
The Ravens on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. Now Foles.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Justin Reed. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side. It certainly is on the defensive side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly. And what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Jones. Man open. That's complete to Dalton Schultz. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, a clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play. Set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit him over the top.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
And this one is incomplete.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the fourth quarter here, trying to preserve the lead. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. He'll drop to throw. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Michael Davis. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly. Look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for a first.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here to have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Here's Jones from the gun on third down. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Picked off by Troy Pride.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick-6 and a Raven touchdown. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand. I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a fourth down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll punt it away for the second time. McKenzie now to return it.
All told, a 54-yard punt, 13 on the return.
And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this...
a crusher there as it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. The Bengals go down to a knee in the victory formation. Down to a knee goes Jones, and that should just about seal it. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for the Bengals, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get an extra week to think about it as the midseason bye might be coming at just the right time. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.